and visited my son's future in-laws. They had a nice party for Matthew and Meg, my future daughter-in-law. It was an engagement party, and we had an absolute blast.
Oh, I bet it was fun. Did y'all eat good?
We ate great.
Oh,
We did. We made it a road trip, so we drove up straight shot to their house day one, spent 2 evenings there, and then worked our way back. Spent 2 nights working our way back to Georgia. But, I got to say something. What I'm so happy with as a father, I'm the father of two incredible young men. And my son, Matthew, his fiance, Meg, is just an absolute sweetheart of a woman. She's not just beautiful, but she's brilliant. She's got a strong spirit. And then when you get to meet the family and meet the parents and see where she came from, you can see.
just makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. You see the values that they instilled in her. Her father's a
Aw.
West Point graduate.
Nice.
Automatic, just top of my list.
Okay.
Apache helicopter pilot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Just mom's beautiful. Just the
That's awesome.
planning that they put into their they called it the summer soiree. The planning they put into the party for the two that are getting engaged was fantastic. They invited all their friends and family, so it was a great show.
Wow. Now,
hit-
is Meg's family from Virginia?
So he obviously being military all over the place. I think
Sure.
he's been stationed abroad. And so it's hard to pin down where actually we were they're from, but now this is their home.
Right,
I think they
okay.
relocated to Virginia, and this is where they're going to be for the foreseeable future. And that's, I think about that. It's always a challenge when
beautiful.
you're the daughter or son of a military family. If you ever ask that question, hey, where are you from? You can kind of see that look in their eyes where there's
Right,
like, well,
yeah.
I'm from all
Kind
over
of
the
like
place.
all over, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to pin that down. Really enjoyed getting to know. First time I got to meet her brother, West Point graduate as well. So think about that. Dad goes to
Nice.
West Point.
That's right.
Son goes to West Point.
It's a family thing.
Family thing. Now,
Yep.
the only knock I've got on Meg, my future daughter-in-law, is she did go to Alabama.
That's okay. That's okay. Still, I bet she's a dog fan.
I don't know about that. I think she's pretty much an Alabama fan. She got my son wearing an Alabama shirt one day on social media. Matthew shows
no.
up wearing an Alabama shirt, and I almost puked in my mouth a little
I
bit.
always say that's just Atlanta Braves logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just love. You can do whatever you can for the love
Hey,
of your
a house
life.
divided is always fun.
Yeah.
Right? Especially come game day. So they'll have a lot of fun there.
They're not just going to have fun game day because of Alabama, Georgia, but then think about Army Navy because my son went to the Naval Academy. So you
yeah.
got that rivalry
Oh,
going
yeah,
on.
so-
that could be a contentious
Ooh,
Sunday, Saturday, Sunday
very
weekend.
divided.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we had a blast. Thank you to them for hosting. And but so on the way back, I don't know if you remember me talking about this last week. On the way back, we had planned our stop in Bristol, Virginia, to stay at a decent hotel, have a nice meal, wake up Monday, and go to the birthplace of country music museum located in Bristol, Virginia.
Ooh.
Right. It's
Yeah.
right there at the border of Virginia and Tennessee. I think I said Virginia and North Carolina last time. It's Virginia and Tennessee. So we're all excited about this, obviously being part of the radio station here, WMOQ, rooted in classic, true country
Sure.
music. I'm like, what better place to go and spend a
Right.
couple hours at
Absolutely.
the birthplace of country music?
And a museum. I mean, absolutely. Love it.
And
What
it was
a great.
the outside of the building was beautiful, really cool architecture. And that's all we got to see because it was closed on Monday.
Oh.
we drove all that way.
Oh, no.
And I could have swore I went to the website to be sure that it was open. It was open Sunday. Who's not open on Monday?
Wow.
I mean, is this Chick-fil-A? Does Chick-fil-A own
And
this
it's
place?
summertime, so
In the summertime, not
Yeah.
open on Monday. What's wrong with them?
maybe they don't like to work Mondays.
I guess not. So I missed that. Drove all that way and got
Oh,
to
man.
miss the birthplace of Country Music Museum.
So did y'all do something instead?
We
did
did.
y'all go eat
we
somewhere?
did. We went, ate, walked down, looked at antiques, checked out
Ooh,
what was going
that's
on.
fun.
It was a really cool town. I've never been there before. So, they have the big Bristol Motor Speedway there. So they've got the big
Yes.
race
Oh,
coming up in
yes.
about a month. And so the town is filled with just unique stores and restaurants and things to do. But the town is really a throwback town. I don't know what the origins of Bristol. Maybe we'll get Bob for on here one day and he
Hey,
can give us some history
They
lesson.
have a lot of fun for when it's NASCAR season
Yeah.
and the race is going on in Bristol that weekend. I mean,
a big deal.
It's like Daytona.
You know who knows this? Daryl Huckabee.
Oh,
Daryl's going to know it inside and out.
hey, we got to make a note.
Yeah, Daryl will be able to educate us on what's going on and what the history of Bristol is. But we had a great time. It was just a wonderful
Awesome.
trip, front to back. Folks, if you want a chance to meet some of the upcoming elected officials and those that are running for office, don't forget you've got the 10th District GOP barbecue coming up this Saturday. I think there's still tickets available. If you go to just Google Georgia 10th District Republican Party, and it'll bring you right to their page, and you can purchase your tickets there. You're going to meet the likes of possibly Rick Jackson, other statewide officials that are running for office, and then some of the regional and local guys. Highly recommend if you've never been. Great food. They'll have entertainment, music, and, of course, you get to hear some of the people that are running for office and what they're going to be campaigning about. Get involved, folks. This is a great chance for you to go and learn. If you haven't done this yet, go and learn, hear what they've got to say. I can't promise you this, but you probably got a great chance to meet some of these folks, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the barbecues because it's a great opportunity. It's very small.
It is.
And the fellowship is great.
Yep.
And you really are more likely to have an opportunity for a photo. The representative saying, hey,
they're going to work the
Jackson.
room, so there's a good chance that Rick will come by and say hi if he's able to come to this. I don't know if Governor Kemp will be able to attend or not, but you're going to see other statewide officials that will make their way to that. Our Congressman Mike Collins, who's running for United States Senate, is going to be there. And like you said, it's good fellowship. You'll be seated at a table with other like-minded people. But just go and listen. Just hear what they've got to say. Even if you're on the fence, even if you're an independent or a moderate Democrat who's just fed up with your party and disgusted with the radicalism within your party, visit this place, check it out. Tickets are still available, I believe. Go to the 10th, or just Google 10th District Republican Party, and you'll find the link there. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Oh, hey, on another note, Chastity, I think there's a couple days left in the raffle. The Humane Society of Walton County is doing a raffle for the Jeep. The raffle tickets are $30 each. Have you seen the Jeep that they're going to give away?
I drive by it every day, and I'm always rubbernecking. It is
on 138. They park it up on 138. Yeah.
Yes, it is a nice Jeep. Such a good cause.
Yeah,
so,
great
absolutely.
cause. For people that don't know, the Humane Society of Walton County, what they are, they're a no-kill shelter. We had Miranda on this show before, and she talked about their methodology of bringing in animals that they want to get adopted and save them from being put down, right? I'm a dog guy.
Me too.
Not really a cat guy, but I don't want to
like
see cats put
and
down
dogs.
either. Yeah. But yeah, support this. This is a great cause. You can, if you don't want to buy a raffle ticket, you can make a donation. If you just go to Humane Society of Walton County, all the information is there about the raffle, about making donations, or possibly even volunteering. Highly recommend that. It's time well spent. All right. I think we've covered it all, Miss Chastity. We got a big show in store for our listeners today. In a little bit, we're going to hear from Patricia Soto of Sprinkles Irrigation. You know, we've had a wet summer, but it is getting dry now. And if you do not have an irrigation system, she's going to talk to you about that and the importance of it and all the other things that they offer. And then at 12:30, we've got a gentleman named Kel Waddleton. Am I saying that right?
Waddleton.
Yeah,
yes.
Kel Waddleton. So he is in conjunction with our buddy Bruce, who owns the towers at Snow's Mill. They do an annual car show, and Kel's going to come in and talk to us about the benefit this year. They pick a family or they pick an individual who is battling an issue every year, and they raise money on their behalf. So he's going to share with us some of the things they've done in the past and who they're helping this year, and once again, how you can get involved and how you can help out, because that's what we do here at WMOQ. True Country, Real Talk, is we are a community radio station. We want to involve you.
Yes.
You, our listeners, whether you're a business owner, if you're a pastor of a church, if you are an elected official, or if you just got a great story to tell, there's something that you're doing to make this area better, we want to give you a platform so you can share what's going on, and that's what we're doing today. That's what it's all about. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute. And welcome back, Marc McMain. You know, when it's dry outside, we've been fortunate this summer. We've had a lot of rain, but when it gets into a drought, there's nothing better than reaching over on your irrigation panel, hitting a button, or go to your phone. They have it on an app now. You push a button, and your yard starts to get irrigated. That is just a fantastic feeling. And my next guest helps with that. They're going to ensure that if your irrigation system is malfunctioning, or worse yet, if you don't have one, they're going to put it in for you. Patricia Soto of Sprinkles Irrigation. Patty, how you doing, young lady? It's great to talk to you. And how are your beautiful young sons doing? It's a blur. Well, you guys we've been doing business together for over 20 years, and I've watched the growth of your business, and I've seen both your boys when they were born to where they are now. So it's fun to watch, and we love seeing the success that y'all have had. Patricia, start off by telling our listeners a little bit about your services, because when anyone thinks of Sprinkles, the first thing they think of is irrigation, but you guys are actually a little bit more than that. So tell us all about the services that you offer. That's always nice. Yeah. Fire pit. Yeah. There's no doubt. And I tell you this, if you do not have landscape lighting in your house, there's probably no better way to spend money and make an improvement on the aesthetics of your home. It just sets your house perfectly for the evenings. And going back to the fire pit, so think about this. It's hot now, but in just a couple months it's going to be cool. Think ahead. Go ahead and get that done today so that you can enjoy that come October, November. That's a great advice. It's just like a swimming pool. If you want to plan ahead, or if you can plan ahead, then you get to enjoy it. I was driving through a neighborhood the other day, and Patricia, I noticed a homeowner had installed an irrigation system, and it looked like a train wreck. There was trenching everywhere. There was mounds of dirt where they had dug up their beautiful sod. It was sloppy. It was ugly. You guys don't do that. Your system, the way you guys install, so if somebody does not have an irrigation system, I want you to share with them what you guys do to be sure that there's minimal disruption to the yard. We're visiting with Patricia Soto of Sprinkles Irrigation. They're based out of Loganville, but they serve our entire listening area from Athens down to Lake Oconee, back into Walton County. Patricia, it's funny you say that, because you're right. And I'm sure people are price conscious and they may want to gravitate towards the least expensive option when it comes to installing an irrigation system. But I promise you this, you will pay down the road because there's nobody that does it better than you guys. And again, if you saw the hot mess that I saw, Chastity, this yard the other day was in complete disarray. And the first thing I was thinking of, okay, this is not sprinkles because I know how they operate.
I love that. I love that they go kind of hidden under the ground because you think about the mess that kind of required
Yep.
trenching. So
Well, and I've
that's
seen
smart.
their installations post install, and you cannot tell that they were there.
That's
And then,
amazing.
and not just that, it's done professionally. It's going to last for decades, so it's a big deal. There's a lot that goes into this. Patty, tell us what else. Let's talk about repairs because if you have a system that has been maybe 15, 20 years old and roots are growing into the lines and causing problems, or maybe there's some issues with the lines. What do you guys give a free estimate? Do you come out and give a ballpark? How do you troubleshoot this? Because that can be kind of a tricky situation when somebody's got a failing irrigation system. Yeah, because you got to go out. You got to go out and troubleshoot. Yeah, that's perfectly fair. Yeah. And and tell us about technology, how that's changed irrigation, because now I know that some of these systems have a remote control, so you no longer have to go to the panel. And now there's some options too with some of these where you can actually control it from your phone. Right, right. It is. We're a bunch of high tech rednecks over here at WMOQ, so that's right up our alley. That's a great fit. You're
And it's
listening to the Marc McMain
fancy.
Show, visiting with Patricia Soto of Sprinkles Irrigation. It is fancy, Chastity. It is. Whoever thought that irrigation meets
Right.
technology? So now
Press a button.
you could be on the beach in Florida and say, oh, you know what? Atlanta's in a drought. I got to sprinkle my
Need some
yard. You
water.
push a button and your yard's getting watered. So that's how far we've come in this world. Patricia, in the remaining minutes, if you don't mind, tell our listeners how they can learn more about you guys, how they contact y'all, and we'll just give a quick recap, if you don't mind, of all the services that you offer, because you guys are much more than just irrigation. I love it. They're truly professionals. They'll answer the phone. They'll show up. They're on time. So please tell your entire team we said hi. Thank you for spending that time with us. And tell the boys I said hi, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Absolutely great job. This is Patricia Soto, Sprinkles Irrigation. Folks, if you need anything in the world of irrigation, that is your one-stop shop, whether it's a new install, whether it's a repair. And Chastity, I'm glad she said that, because repairs and irrigation are tricky. That is not something where you just call and say, give me a free estimate, because they have to come out and they have to diagnose what's taking place, and that can take an hour. That is not easy troubleshooting why there's a leak and where there's a leak, because oftentimes you see that the sprinkler head's not working, but that leak could be anywhere between that sprinkler head and all the way back to the source.
Sure.
Yeah, so it takes some work.
And I love that they offer so many other services.
Yeah.
The outdoor lighting,
One-stop
patio,
shop.
yeah, rocks. I mean, anything. So, yeah.
It is.
And you don't have an automated, so when you call, you actually get to speak with a person.
So I don't know if you
that.
know this. So do you remember Jay Leno?
Yes.
So Jay Leno had his show years ago, and that was the last time I think that evening shows were actually worth watching, was when Jay Leno was on.
Yes, right.
But Jay Leno had this segment on his show where he would take articles of newspapers or postcards. Like if there was a print media article and it had kind of a funny headliner, he would feature it. You know, if it said something goofy. Well, or something clever. And so they had a postcard from Sprinkles Irrigation that the headline was, is "We Actually Show Up." And it was, Jay was kind of making fun of that, talking about, hey, we actually show up. But you don't realize in this industry, how often have you called a contractor that says they're going to be there
and they don't show up?
And so Sprinkles Irrigation, you call them, they're going to be there and they're going to get it done.
Hey, I like that, what Jay Leno did. Maybe we need to start doing that.
Yeah, feature some of the funny.
Get some newspapers and just clips all around the world. Start calling them.
That'd be fun. Hey, we got a couple minutes before we take a break, Chastity, before we get to our next guest, and I had a couple stories I wanted to get to. Get this. Do you know that, and I love this, this is just classic people who want to dictate policy on a federal or state level that have never operated in the real world. And what I mean by this is now you've got a group of people that are advocating for a $25 an hour federal minimum wage. So the current minimum wage, just so you know, is $7.25 an hour. And so you've got a group, and you can imagine who this group is. This is your typical far left, mongoloids that just have no clue, that none of them have ever owned a business.
Right.
And I'm going to venture to say that none of them have ever really operated in the real world. Yet they want to come out and say that, yeah, there needs to be a minimum of $25 an hour federal minimum wage so that people, they're making the case for affordability. And I get it. Things have gotten more expensive, but we have to ask ourselves the question of why. That's a show for another day.
Sure.
Increased labor costs is a big reason for that. But to then emphasize, or to say, hey, we're going to implement this and we're going to give large employers until 2031 to get this done. Now, keep in mind, this is just these nut jobs proposing this stuff. This is not legislation. This is not coming to the vote, and the Republicans will crush it if they do.
Sounds good.
So the big businesses will have until 2031, and then the small businesses will be given until 2038 to reach the $25 level. Now, who knows what the market demands by then? Right. But once again, as a business owner, we want to be able to be sure that the market sets the labor rate, not the government.
Right.
And for you to say that we're going to mandate a $25 an hour minimum wage, for some of our listeners who are listening to this that might say, oh, that's a good idea because it would allow me to make more money. What you're failing to understand is the catastrophic impact that you will have on a small business mandating a rate that is 3.5 times the current federal minimum wage.
Yeah. No.
It would, if you think it's expensive now to walk in and buy a Big Mac from McDonald's, or a sandwich from Chick-fil-A. I mean, Chastity, we've seen this thing go up, 40% in just the past 4 years? It's gone through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Often,
so now $25 an hour, I mean.
Well, if you want a decent burger, if you go to LR Burger, that's not cheap. You know when you go to LR Burger, you're getting a quality product, but you're going to pay more.
And I don't mind that.
But just think what it's going to be if the employees are making $25 an hour. So two things will happen. One is the prices of services at those establishments will absolutely skyrocket. And the second part is you're gonna probably cause a massive unemployment issue. There's an entity, what is it called? There's an entity called the Employment Policy Institute is predicting that if the mandate of $25 takes place, nearly 5 million jobs nationwide could be lost.
So I see that as kind of like you're going to see less people as well. So when you walk into a restaurant, as instead of like six people working there, there may just be one person there, and everything else is being ran off robotic
AI.
machines type thing. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, you're going to lose the person to person contact.
I've been in those McDonald's
It's
where you go in
scary.
and there's no
I
you
don't
can't even
like
see
it.
the employees in the
Yeah.
back, and you interact with machines, and then they come up and give you a bag. It is eerily
I feel like I'm
dry.
bothering them. You
Yeah,
know, like the employees back there. Like I
yeah,
feel like when you walk into kiosks like
yep.
that, I feel like I'm bothering them
I agree. I
because
don't
you
like
know
that. Don't like
I
it one bit. Well, I want
I
that
like
one.
talking to people.
But the ultimate result is this, folks. You want the market to determine wage.
Be fair.
Well, just but let the market determine wage. If you are hiring people and you realize that you cannot get a quality employee for the rate that you're paying, then that forces you to pay more. And that means the market is demanding the rate wage. We don't need the government, neither federal or state, stepping in and trying to incorporate this. And this is egregious. $25 an hour.
Insane.
Mercy. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. When we come back, we have two gentlemen here that are going to be telling us about an incredible charity event that they are operating coming up real soon. You're going to tune into this. It's going to be a fantastic car show that they're tying this into. We'll be back in just a minute. And welcome back, Marc McMain. We're sitting here and we're talking muscle cars. I can get distracted quickly, Chastity, talking muscle cars. My two guests now, Ken and Cale Waddleton, two gentlemen that are in the muscle car business and have a much bigger plan of what is going on, especially as it relates to charities. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You know, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the events that are coming up, tell us a little bit about yourselves. And Cale, we'll start with you, and then Ken will go to you. Just tell me quickly about your background and how you got into this and what you do for a living, what your profession is.
Well, I own K&K Motorsports in Covington. It's a classic muscle car dealership. I keep 10, 12 cars at a time, but my father always bought and sold cars, and this is kind of, since I come out of the womb,
It's been in your DNA.
been in my DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been in my DNA since I come out. So it's I've just always enjoyed it. And I worked a corporate job for 13 years, and I finally found health insurance that we could afford. So
Yeah.
I just jumped off the cliff and started my own business, and I've been very blessed. So
Do you remember your first car that you maybe did work on or converted into?
my first car is a 1987 GMC Jimmy,
Okay.
but it was candy paint and air ride and billet wheels and stuff like
You
that.
decked it out.
So yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And Ken, what about yourself?
I'm retired power company employee from Snapping Shows EMC.
Yeah. Okay.
I was with them 43 years. So, but I've always bought and sold classic cars.
So that's
how
always been in your blood as well.
I raised him. He was always with me, Trey.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful of the job he's doing now and how he picked it up. And I go back and forth from Florida to here, and I love doing the cars. I still buy one or two, occasionally.
Yeah.
With him, but he's doing a great job. I couldn't be more prouder as a father for everything he's been through or the family's gone through, and he's a hero to me. He really is.
Well, tell us about that. Tell us about what got you into the side of this where you wanted to give back and start helping people. So tell me your story.
I always tear up on this, but
Yeah.
September 6, 2015 is my wife and I's first wedding anniversary. My little boy wasn't acting right, so we were at his house in Tybee Island at that point, but we decided to leave Tybee Island early and bring him back to urgent care. Well, riding down the interstate, there's like 2.5 hour wait. So a typical person's like, we'll just take him to the doctor tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, the good Lord came in. They let us check in early. It's 2.5 hours. We were 2.5 hours from Hudson Bridge. So we walked in. The doctor laid him up on the table. She said, I don't like the way he's breathing. So they started running all kind of tests and it wasn't 10 minutes. I heard a helicopter land behind the
You're
building.
kidding. Wow.
And we sat there, and I told my wife, still didn't know. I thought mine asthma or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know the helicopter was for us. Well, then they called and said, hey, can we talk to you and your wife in another room? I was like, absolutely. They said, I need to get your child to Eggleston. Something's wrong with his heart. The helicopter's waiting behind the building. It's a small bird, so you can't ride with him, but we got to get him there now. And if we would not have took him, he would probably have died in his sleep that night.
Are you kidding me?
So, and that just started the process where he was in ICU for, I think it was 2 weeks, and I could be wrong, but then he got listed on a national heart transplant list, and he had a heart transplant December 4th, 2015.
My goodness.
But during the time, everybody rallied together to help us.
Yeah.
Our town rallied together, friends, family, benefits. And I always wanted to do something, somehow to give back. Well, we walked into a restaurant one night, and they had a motorcycle ride for a little girl. And not knocking what nobody does, but they had 7 motorcycles.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can make a call and make that a lot bigger.
Right.
So it got my mind turning. So I talked to that family, and I was like, I want to do a car show. And we put together a car show in 3 weeks. We raised $26,000
Wow.
at our first show.
Wow.
So then I did another one. And then it just kind of turned into what it is today. So we've done 6, probably 7, 8 car shows. We've raised over $400,000
to benefit kids
to benefit,
that are
and we only do kids in need.
children that are struggling with the health.
Now I have
issue.
people call me all the time, hey, will you do a car show for so-and-so? And that's not what I do.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you got to put it where your heart is.
And I want to put all my resources. I don't want to use my resources for something else. I want to put all my resources into this one show and just make it bigger and better and best we can every year.
And listen, I appreciate you sharing it with us. I can only imagine, as a father of 2 boys, the emotions and what you went through and the stress that had to put you and your family through dealing with your son. But God bless you for taking that difficult time and then turning it into something positive for other people. I mean, that is just incredible. And again, I'm kind of learning as I go, because I know Bruce, I know the folks at the Towers, I know about the car show, and I never made the connection as to who was behind this and putting this thing together. So this is great for our listeners to understand the importance of what y'all are doing.
Yeah, my wife and I founded Caleb's Calls, I guess probably 3 years ago. It was raising so much money, we had to make it legit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, there's no doubt you guys are able to draw in a crowd.
Yeah, we do very well. Very blessed, thankfully.
Yeah, well, it's been very successful. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. We're visiting with Kel and Ken Waddleton, talking about their charity benefit that they do each year to benefit a young person who is battling a health issue. This particular year, they're doing it at the Towers at Snows Mill. We're going to get into that in just a second. Let's talk about events you've done in the past. So the first time that I've ever been personally was last year.
Yes, sir.
And so, but I know you've been doing this at the Towers prior to this. So tell us when it started there, your first year there, and tell us about some of the kids that you've helped.
Well, this will be our 4th year there. And Mr. Bruce contacted me. And we knew of each other, but we didn't really know each other. But we had a bunch of mutual friends.
Good man and a huge heart, too.
He is. Him and his wife, the whole family's got a huge heart.
Yep, top notch.
But he contacted me and said, hey, do you think we could do a car show at my property out here? And I was like, absolutely. But then we talked, it was like, hey, we're going to make it a benefit.
Yeah.
And then the first year, I think there was a little boy locally that, I think he had a cancer. And his dad worked for the fire department and stuff. And we did, I can't remember the exact number. I'm going to say $80,000 or something the first year.
Wow.
And
Think of that, though. Think of the impact that makes on a family.
Oh, it does.
That's going through these tough times.
And like I said, it could be somewhere in that ballpark. Well, then the next year we did it. And last year we did $126,000 in one day, which that's a lot of sponsors,
Sure.
vendors, 660 registered vehicles, tractors. That's a lot of big things that come into one.
Yeah, to help.
But we cut the check at the end of the show. Last year we did Make-A-Wish Foundation. We sponsored a kid's wish, and then gave $116,000 to the family.
Wow. Think about that. That's huge, Chastity.
Amazing.
No, very heartwarming.
So amazing.
So this year, and we've been kind of promoting it on the radio station, and we want to
Thank
do
you.
as much as we can to help people understand what's going on. But before we get into this year, I know last year, remember, we had that little issue where some creep was trying to step in and steal the registration money.
Yes.
And so I think a key thing that we're going to keep saying this year is you register at the event,
I
right?
do 0 pre-registration.
Yeah, we're going to hit that a couple times because I can't tell you how it makes my blood boil to think that somebody's stepping in, some animal stepping in and taking money out of the benefit for somebody on this.
Yes.
But there's a creep for every occasion,
There is.
unfortunately.
People were making their own pages on Facebook with the flyer and all that, saying $25 pre-registration.
hijacking your event.
Yes.
Yeah. So, folks, we're going to do everything we can to be sure that you know that you're going to the right place. But just one thing that you remember, if you have a car you're putting into this event, you do not pre-register. You register at the event. That way we're ensuring that all the proceeds go to the cause. Let's set a little teaser here for this next segment, if you don't mind, Kel. So tell us the date of this next event and just reiterate the location of where we're going to be.
It's October 10th from 10 to 5 at 4795 Snows Mill Road, Monroe, Georgia, at the Towers.
No more beautiful place to host an event than the Towers at Snows
They
Mill.
have an absolutely beautiful place. And if you're a car person, seeing Bruce's shop is like no other.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Marc McMain visiting with Ken and Cale Waddleton. They are organizing this big benefit coming up at the Towers at Snows Mill. This is an incredible charity event. They have a car show, and all the money, the proceeds, is going to go to benefit help young people that are battling serious health issues. Cale, you had shared with us a story of your son. I know that hit a nerve. It got me choked up. Again, father of 2 boys. I can only imagine the stress that put your family through. Ken, let's talk about this. As Cale's father, and you're seeing your son and your grandson, going through this trauma. What was it like for you? How proud are you of Cale to see him take this? Because a lot of times people don't do this. A lot of times people, we're wired to take care of what business we need to take care of, and then we go about our way. Instead, he took this energy and he's paying it forward.
I remember when he called us from Stockbridge that they were transferring. We were eating at the Crab Shack down in Tybee Island.
You remember right where you were when it happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we got that call, and it gives me cold chills today also.
Sure.
But we took off and came back, and they wouldn't let us into the hospital because he was in CICU. I had no idea the severity of. He was on the beach with us on Saturday, but he was panting a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember, I could see it yesterday, but when he called and told us that, we got back, got up there, and it's devastating for it's devastating for any family.
Sure, yeah.
But Cale and Marissa, I'm telling you, I've seen it, I've witnessed it. They are so strong people to be so young and being dealt the cards that they got. I'll say it like that, but God took over. When he handed Caleb off to the doctor that morning for this transplant, it wasn't like an ear infection or they're putting tubes in the ears.
It's a big deal.
Oh, we just all prayed and prayed and prayed, and we're thankful to God for everything we've done. But Cale and Marissa have, and to do what they do now.
Yeah, think of the lives that they're touching. Yeah,
to help other people and other sick kids, because like myself, I used to read about a child or something wrong before Caleb, but I didn't. And I felt bad, but I didn't never think any further than that. Really.
That it would hit that close to home.
But I tell you what, it can happen to anybody at any time, and I'm so I couldn't be any prouder. And I support Cale, Marissa, anything they do. I mean, they're the big part of this. I'm fortunate enough to be able to help. What I can do, but I'm so proud of both of them.
I can only imagine as a dad. Yeah, I can only imagine. Cale, so tell us about this year's charity, because you're doing a little bit something different, because I know last year it was benefiting one girl. This year you've changed it up a little bit.
Yes, this year Bruce and I talked, and it was just raising so much money that it's just a lot of money to give to a single family when we can help. Not saying something's wrong with that. It's just we can help so many other people with the amount of money that's raising.
I like that. Yeah.
So this year we've chosen, and we've got a process you go through. It's not just like we see a child, that's who we pick.
You got a vetting process,
You got forms to fill out. You got a full vetting process. We see what you need. We see what medical bills you got, stuff like that. So
because you want to be sure that you're putting the money in the right place.
100%.
Yep.
And so like I said, we vet them really good. And this year we got Riley. And excuse me if I get this wrong, but I have Riley and Rush. They're both. Riley is, I think he's 17, but he has rhabdomyosarcoma, stage 4. It's an aggressive, like a tissue cancer. It attacks muscles. And then Rush is, I think he's 3, and he's got the same thing, which is kind of
both battling the same
both battling
ailment.
the same thing.
Wow.
And they're both going through chemo and stuff like that. Then I added Ava, which is, I have a really good friend, Corey McMichael, and he kind of does what I do in like the Monticello area and stuff like that. But he's got a go-kart track, and it's a nonprofit, and they raise money for kids down there. But his niece was 19 years old. She just got accepted the UGA, about to move in. They found a lesion on her brain. Then she went in for CAT scan or whatever it is, and a huge mass in her lung. Now she's in Texas, and they're still trying to figure out what kind of cancer it is to start the treatments there. So 19-year-old, got your life on track, and
then you're dealt with this. Yeah. And once again, too, the impact this has on the families, all of a sudden we're just, everything's been derailed. And so the financial relief that you guys are providing is just an absolute blessing. Let's talk about the event itself, because I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little bit of fun while you're helping somebody, and that's what you guys are trying to do with the car show. You're trying to make it a fun afternoon, and then everybody wins. There's something really positive that comes out of this. So let's talk about the show in specific, how it's grown, and what are you expecting this year for turnout?
I hope to have over 700 cars, and I'd like to hit $150,000 this year.
Total raise.
Money, and that's total raised. But we do. It's not just a car show. We do live auctions at the end. We got tons of vendors. I try to do stuff to bring the ladies in. Like, you bring your wife. You got boutiques to shop, arts, crafts, anything you can think of as far as vendors for something to do. I have kids zones, food trucks, live band, obviously the cars, trucks, Bruce's shops. But it's not just a car show.
It's a great event because, Chastity, did you go last year by chance?
No, I missed last year.
Well, so what I was really impressed with, because I've been to the towers at Snows Mill quite a few times, it is a massive complex. The car show is just eye candy from top to bottom. And then, like you said, you've got tractors, another unique piece of equipment there. So there's more to see than just car shows. Then you've got the vendors out there selling their goods, whether it's maybe detailing or different things for the auto industry. And then you come back on the side where the actual facility is, and they set up the food trucks there. So what they did such a good job is you go get your food and you go inside. I'm assuming they open in the indoors again to the towers. So you go inside to sit down and enjoy your meal in an air-conditioned building, and you got restrooms there. Wow. So a lot of times when you go to these events, it's pretty Spartan environment. You may be putting your food on your lap and using a porta potty. That's not. This is high rent.
We have some porta potties that Aether Rentals delivers to us.
You got to have them for overflow.
But they have AC.
But but we try to keep it clean and just, something that we like. We try to give it to everybody else.
But it's a place you can get to. What do you say the hours are? 10 to 4?
10 to 5.
Yeah, 10 to 5. You can truly get there at 10 o'clock and spend 4 or 5 hours.
You can spend all day.
Yeah.
But I'll start the raffles and stuff like that, usually around 3 o'clock. Then we do a live auction for the bigger items.
So that's all done at the end, kind of keep the people engaged, yeah.
And the live auction is I do the auction. I'm not an auctioneer, but I call people out and make them spend money. Like I sold
Don't let him see you in the crowd.
But I sold
you're buying something.
I think I sold a wooden charcuterie board last year for like $1,400. But it's just people love to give, and it's a feel-good cause.
Yeah, the auction is not about getting a value in the deal; it's about giving.
Yeah,
it's about.
Another thing is, like all of our sponsors and stuff, everything's tax deductible. Also,
that's fantastic. Forgot about that. That's another great.
It's not just you're giving money; it is everything's tax.
Yeah, you're a legit organization, so this is a write-off. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. We're visiting with Cale and Ken Waddleton, talking about the benefit at the Tower at Snows Mill. This year, they're benefiting 3 different young people who are battling very severe illnesses. This is a whopper event. There's no better way to spend your Saturday than coming to this car show. You are going to be thoroughly impressed with the car show in itself, and then the fact that you're helping support this great cause. Let's talk just a little bit about the absolute cool car collection that you also get to see at the top of the hill.
Bruce's collection's unreal. His sign collection's better than any I've ever seen. But during the car show, he's usually riding around with a book, watching a sign auction, buying signs in his side-by-side. So he's always, but like I said, I can't speak enough about Bruce, Susan, and their whole family because, without them, we wouldn't be able to do it.
They're absolutely salt of the earth, wonderful people. I love them both dearly. And again, we've rented the facility from them a few times for other stuff that we've done. And so I went to the museum for the first time last year, and I called my sons and I said, the next time you're in town, you've got to come see this car museum. It is spectacular.
Well, you got to see it now because he's added on.
He's added us. That's another reason, folks, for you to come to this event. Let's talk about the logistics of the event itself. How can people find out more, whether they want to enter a vehicle, whether they want to just come and participate? Where do we find out more about this?
The best place to find it is my Facebook, Cale Waddleton, and that's KaleWaddleton. I post daily something updates, or you can get on our nonprofit page, Caleb's Calls. But there's flyers shared everywhere. Or you can give me a call, 678-247-3159, and I'll answer any questions you got. But again, I do no pre-registration.
It's a big deal, folks. Yeah, do not. If you got somebody telling you got to spend in advance to get your car in this show, that is a flat-out lie. You do it the day of. Obviously, they probably need to let you know that they're coming. Is that
No.
so they can just show up?
Show up day of. You pull down the driveway. I have my buddy Michael standing there.
You guys make it easy.
It is. You stand there. He's taking your. You don't even got to get out of your car. He's taking your money, giving you your stuff. Then you go park. We have people parking you, and it's just then you get out and enjoy your day.
And for the car show, for the competition side of this, do you have different categories that people are entering, or do you just do one broad category?
That's another thing. I do. It's gotten so big, it's hard to judge 700 cars in the time frame.
I don't know how you do
So
it.
this year we're doing each of the kids get a pick,
Okay.
but we got custom trophies being made from Matthew George. We've got, I think I'm doing a top 10 and best 4-wheel drive and best of show. But my shows are not for coming to get a trophy.
Yeah.
I don't look at it. Yes, we give them away. My shows you come to for the cause.
Be a part of what's going on.
Like the trophies are going to be more of a fun pick as far as the kids pick and stuff like that. So it's not going to be a fully point judged show.
And do you find that the kids that you're helping, are they healthy enough to come and participate with this every year?
I always ask for the kid if they can or somebody in the family
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah.
So, but we've been blessed, and kids, every child has been there.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and I bet
We
you
usually
they
give
love
them a Fat Boys golf carts helps us out a lot. They bring me all the golf carts that for the running back and forth, but then I have golf cart for each family, and then just extras. So they help us out.
Speaking of
tremendously also.
Anybody that needs assistance like that,
Yeah.
the golf carts, because it's a good distance from the food truck.
It is a hike, yeah.
And so the Fat Boys golf carts are great to have the golf carts.
So you're doing a
there. Yes,
little shuttle service to get people back and forth.
Yes,
yeah.
sir, absolutely.
Yeah, well, again, folks, I cannot emphasize enough. This is where you want to be. Let's give us the date one more time and the time.
October 10th from 10 to 5.
Chastity, we got to talk to Les, too, to see if we can't do something out there live.
I absolutely am not going to miss the event this year.
Well, you may have to, because you
what
may
if-
have to be here running the boards.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
we'll get
it's
Paul.
okay.
We'll get Paul. No, you
well-
got to bring Jason, bring Riley, bring the whole family out,
I
because
agree.
if you've not been, and look, I love all the car shows. Downtown Monroe has a great show. There's no knock on that. Loganville does the one for law enforcement. No knock on that.
This
But
is huge.
It's not just huge. It's a great cause, but then it's just very well done. And if you've never been to the towers at Snow's Mill, the place is just eye candy in itself without the cars. So it really is a great place to come and spend the afternoon. So I emphasize to come, and we'll say it one more time. If you do have a vehicle you want to register, you do not pay in advance. Pay the day of. There are scams being run out there. Do not take advantage of that. Guys, I want to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you sharing your story about your son. I love that you've taken this event in your life and you've turned it into something positive for other families. Think about the other people that you're helping. So God bless you both. You're a blessing, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that was it for today. Big show tomorrow. Doug and Judy back on tomorrow. Is that right, Chastity?
So tomorrow is Thursday, and you will be here.
What? Did I skip a day?
You did skip a day.
Man, so I'm on vacation time still. But you know what? I am the guy who went to Bristol to go to a museum and found out it was closed on Monday. So
Hey, there
that's
you
par
go.
for the
It's
course
okay.
with me. I
Well,
got a lot
at
on my
least now
mind,
you
Chastity.
know, right?
I got a
And
lot on
we've-
my
and we've
mind.
got-
It's almost like you went to Wally World.
Yeah.
First one here.
I'm still, that's exactly what happened. We walked up to the museum like, this place is great. They rattled the door, and it's like, what's going on?
That was a good one.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll have Bart Benton tomorrow and Pastor Tommy Fountain from
Pastor
10
Tommy, is he coming in church? Or
He
coming in
is.
person?
He is.
I have not seen the pastor in a
Yes,
while. That's
I know.
going to be
I'm
fantastic.
excited.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun.
And happy birthday to my grandson Riggs today. He
Happy
turns
birthday.
2.
Birthday.
Yeah, Riggs turns 2. He's the
2.
wild man.
He is.
I love it. All right, Chastity, I appreciate you. Great job as always.
Thank you.
It seemed like there was something else we had to announce. Oh, yes. Please don't let me forget. High school football begins this Friday. Today's Wednesday. I'm skipping a day. It's this Friday. We've got Brock Bridges in studio. He is our in-house high school football expert. And I'll get this, folks. This is really cool what we're doing this year. It's a different format than last year. On Q92.3, when you hear Les sign off, Brock will sign in, and he's going to continue playing the good country music that people have known to love about this station, but he'll be it's a high school football-themed show, giving updates, scores. He'll be going around the region telling you what's going on. And then for the play-by-play, Jeff Hood, John Wilson, play-by-play experts for WMOQ.
Experts.
They're going to be on the WKUN side of the equation where you can stream them. So it's WKNradio.com. So you can either listen to the country music and get the high school football on Q92.3, or if you just want to hear the play-by-play, you go to WKUNradio.com. 102.5 FM if you live in Monroe. But the best way to do it is WKNradio.com and stream the play-by-play. And this week's game is the Hog Mountain Bowl. It's Oconee County versus North Oconee. Some have said there'll be over 7,000 people at this game.
Jeez.
For a
Yeah.
high school football game.
It's huge.
Yeah. Bragging rights
Lot
are
of
on the
fun.
line.
I'm calling North Oconee. Go ahead and say it.
Ooh, I'm not calling. I gotta be careful. Oconee's. I'm split down the middle of that. I don't want to make anybody
Uh-oh.
mad out there, so I'm gonna
Sorry,
go out there. I'm
Ben.
supporting both teams. I'm wearing red and blue when I go out there to support everybody. No, it is a lot of fun. They take their football serious out there, and they're
Yes.
both top-notch programs. They've got wonderful athletes, great coaching staff. So, folks, Friday night, big change in football. We'll see you tomorrow at noon.